Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. So what is my number one favorite robot vacuum cleaner? That would be the Mova P10 Pro. This is the number one robot vacuum cleaner I'm going to recommend. In this video, I'm going to give you my highlights that I love about it. This is going to be a talking video, but I have several videos on how to set it up, how to do the maintenance. And if you want to see it actually cleaning, I have videos on that. Search Just a Dad Mova P10 Pro and it'll come up with several videos. So I'm Just a Dad and I review robot vacuum cleaners for a living. I've done extensive testing on all Dream and Mova robot vacuum cleaners. I've got all the Roborock vacuum cleaners, and here are some of the really expensive Roborock vacuum cleaners, the Q-Revos. And then I take the time to compile lists. I write down all the special features of all the different robots, and after I compile my list, I can see right away where the best ones are, and then I know from my cleaning tests which ones are the best. So I'm going to get into this robot real quick, but I do have a website called justadadapproved.com. I'll put a link to it in the show description notes. That's my website. That's where you're going to find this rated number one. It's the best robot vacuum cleaner, and I'm going to explain that reason why. But if you click on that in the website, if you click on the link, or if you click in the video, there might be a pop-up to Walmart. I do earn a small commission from those sales. I did buy this robot with my own money, and I wasn't paid for this video. But if you do click on the links on my website, in the description, or in the pop-up of the video, I do earn a small commission. It'll take you to Walmart or Amazon. The product won't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission. So it's a way of helping support my channel. That way I can give you my completely honest opinion. And right now, if somebody asks me what the best robot vacuum cleaner is, I'm going to tell them the Mova P10 Pro. Okay, so let's get into the Mova P10 Pro. This retails for $600. And sometimes it's on sale for $450. Now, when it goes on sale on my website, justadadapproved.com, down at the very bottom, sign up for my email list. I'm not going to send out a bunch of emails, but when my favorite robots go on sale, I'm going to send an email out to let everybody know. They go on sale at just random times, and maybe it lasts for a day, maybe it lasts for two, but sign up for my email and I'll let you know when these robots that I highly approve, gold star rated, go on sale. And that's at justadadapproved.com. So again, the reasoning behind this: A, it does a good job of cleaning. B, there's very little hassle factor. The app works, the robot works. I'm not having to mess with it. It's not causing me problems. I have an overall sense of this is easy to use. And third, price. Even at full price, $600, this is an amazing robot. There's hardly any in this price range. This $400 to $600 price range is the sweet spot for robot vacuum cleaners. They do sell some. I've got the Roborock Saros 10 over there. That's about $1,300, $1,400 robot. Now, is it better? It's a little bit better than the Mova P10 Pro, but it's twice as much. Is it twice as good? Absolutely not. And Mova sells some other ones. I'm going to be doing a Mova buying guide. They sell a V50, a P50, but I'm going to concentrate on this one. This is my number one favorite robot vacuum cleaner that I recommend because of it cleans good. I have hardly any hassle factor with it. It's easy to use, and the price is always pretty reasonable. Even at $600, I recommend it. But man, when we can find this for $450, it's just lights out. That's a great deal. Now, it's got all my checklists. LiDAR navigation. I love robots that have LiDAR navigation. It's going to map your home. And in the Mova app, it's just really easy to use. You can see where all the rooms are. You can put no-go zones, put it on a schedule. All you're going to have to be doing is fill the clean water tank. We have a clean water tank and emptying the dirty water tank. And I've got some hacks that can help you with that. We can use our own floor cleaning solutions. Now, Mova doesn't recommend it, but I have been using it quite a bit and I haven't had any problems. I have a whole separate video on what's the best cleaning solution to use on your robot vacuum cleaner. So back to it's got a great app and a great LiDAR navigation. It does have a camera on the front. You can turn that camera on or off. It does a good job of taking pictures, but if you're in the restroom or something and it comes in there and it senses, it thinks you're an obstacle, it is going to take a picture. So just be very careful with that. Around back, this is where it's going to vacuum your house. It does a good job of vacuuming. I'm going to show you an upgrade that I did to it. And at the end of the job, everything gets sucked out the back here. Every couple months, you do have to replace this. This is so easy to replace. I even have a full video on how to do all the maintenance. So if you end up purchasing this product, I've got a video that shows you how to set it up, like unbox it, connect it to the Wi-Fi, map your home. I walk you through every single step. After you've had it for a while, I show you how to do all the maintenance. Change the dust bag. That's actually a generic dust bag. I even try to help you save money on some generic parts that we can use. Now, this is a concentrated floor cleaning solution. You can put, they only recommend the Mova solution in here. I put my floor cleaning solution in the clean water tank every time I fill it up, and it does just a great job. So I don't really necessarily use that. Okay, I love this base station. The robot, see, it's all automatic. Like, you put it on a schedule, it undocks itself, it goes cleans for a while, comes back. The base station is going to wash the mop pads. It's going to fill the internal tank up with water. This has an internal water tank that the base station fills up, and then as it's mopping, it sprays water onto the mop pads to keep them wet. I love that feature. Here are the mop pads. And another thing I love, it has a carpet sensor. Anytime we have a mopping robot, we need a carpet sensor. Robots without carpet sensors and mops, are, in my opinion, are not a combo robot. They need a carpet sensor because when it senses that it's on carpet, it raises the mop pads and turns the water off so that your carpet's not getting wet. The mop pads are super easy to change. They're just held on with Velcro. You do have to replace those once in a while. The docking station does a pretty good job of keeping them clean. This dock, the Mova P10 Pro, washes them with hot water. I do think that helps. And at the end of the job, it's going to blow warm air onto these to dry them to prevent odor. That really does a great job. Now, one other thing it can do with the mop pads, this one here, it can move this mop pad right up against the wall. There's a sensor here that it knows when it's up against the wall, and it can mop right next to your wall and around furniture legs. That works amazing. It also has a side brush that it can extend into the corner. This works amazing. It cleans the entire corner. Now here again, there's the wheel. This spins free. These are the cliff sensors so it doesn't fall down your stairs. Drive wheels. Here's the main brush. I upgraded to the tri-cut brush. It comes with a standard brush, which I had on there for about 6 months. It did fine, but this is worth every penny to upgrade. This is sometimes between $30 and $50. I'll put a link to it in the show description notes. But if you're worried about long hair getting wrapped around the brush roller, this works. I have tested it. I've had this brush on my X40. That's kind of made by Dream also. I know that tri-cut brush works very well. Now here's a really amazing feature I love about this. So let's say you've got it on a schedule. It goes and mops your kitchen floor, but your kitchen floor was dirtier than normal. So what's going to happen is as it's mopping your floor, that dirt that was dirtier than normal is going to be on these mop pads, and it's going to come back to the base station. It's going to wash the mop pads. Then that dirt's going to fall off, get sucked up into the dirty water tank. But before it gets into the dirty water tank, it passes through a sensor. They call this a dirt detection sensor. And this sensor is amazing in my opinion. It senses the dirt. If the water is dirtier than normal, it tells the robot, the base station tells the robot, go back and remop where you just came from. It's dirtier than normal. It needs a remopping event. And that works great. It's all automatic. I could manually tell the robot to go clean my kitchen twice, but if it's on a schedule, you know, it doesn't know that the kids or the dog made a big mess in the kitchen. But if whenever it goes and cleans it and it's like, oh, this is dirtier than normal, it's going to come back, wash the mops. The base station is going to say, ooh, that water's dirtier than normal. Go back and remop. I can't tell you how awesome that feature is. Now, it only goes back and remops one time. I wish it was more, but it does a great job. Now, it does have 13,000 pascals of suction. Now, is this going to replace an upright vacuum cleaner in your house? Probably not. Is it going to replace a mop in your house? It actually can. Now, it can't get every single corner and crevice, but wow, I'm not mopping at our house anymore, and I'm hardly vacuuming anymore. Once in a while, we do have to get the big vacuum out to vacuum the carpet. These do a good job, and the best thing I can tell you is put it on a schedule. It's easier to tell the robot that if it's bothering you, go home than it is to remember to hit the clean button. So put it on, start it out. If you've never had a robot, have it clean your house twice a week. Once things get caught up, have it clean your entire house once a week, and then have it mop your kitchen floors or just your floors, do a mopping event once a week. You will be absolutely shocked. That is so satisfying, taking this dirty water and emptying it out, and you're like, that robot is doing an amazing job. I've got hundreds and hundreds of videos of robots emptying their dirty water tanks with all the mud and dirt in them. Robot vacuum cleaners do work. And here's a little hack. So these things, the dirty water tanks get real stinky. That down there is a little device, ionizing tablets or something. That prevents the odor in this tank. I'm not sure how long it lasts. I'm still in the testing of it. It's about 12 bucks. It comes from overseas or something. I'm not sure. I don't think they keep it in stock. It's kind of hard to find, but it works. It fits down in there so it doesn't float. It fits in those little things. But you can also put Efferent tablets. I have a whole video. Again, watch my Mova P10 Pro, how to do the maintenance. You'll see all my cleaning hacks. I just can't stress enough how awesome this robot vacuum cleaner is. This robot vacuum cleaner has my name on it. It has my Just a Dad sticker seal of approval. And if I'm going to recommend this to you, I know you're going to have a good user experience. Now, granted, you could get one that is bad out of the box. That happens with all manufactured items, and that definitely could happen. But if you have a good unit, which I think most of them out there are, you're going to have a great user experience. Once in a while, you may have to remap your house. It does have a little computer in there. Sometimes you have to kind of reboot it, but that's with every robot vacuum cleaner. But I've only ran into that once in my 6-month period. This is going to give you such little hassle factor. I can't tell you the robots I reviewed that I end up wanting to throw them out the window because of how much time I spend hassling with them and messing with them. And these robots right here, the original Roombas and all of those, so much hassle factor, I can't recommend them. They're missing my Just a Dad sticker seal of approval. We've even have the new Roombas here. They're just not on par with what Mova's doing. And you may ask, what about Shark? Well, Shark is way behind the times. They have robot vacuum cleaners. They're just not up to snuff. Some of them do have my Just a Dad sticker seal of approval. That's a vacuum only when it's under $200. It's not too bad. That's their mopping one. It's okay, but the Mova blows it away because this one's typically $100 to $300 more. So the whole idea behind my channel is to educate people and get them the best product. That could be other, I've done coffee makers and vacuum cleaners, but right now it's to get you the best robot vacuum cleaner that money, the money that, I don't want to say that you can afford, but I forgot my saying. I want to get you the best robot vacuum cleaner for the best price. Again, there are some that are $2,000, $1,500, and I recommend those. Those have some extra features that are nice. Are they $700 more nice? No, typically not. That's why this $400 to $600 price range for me. All of my I've got hundreds and hundreds of videos on robot vacuum cleaners. I started out a couple years. I didn't know anything about robot vacuum cleaners, and this is all I do now. This is my full-time job, and I love to give somebody or to tell somebody to buy a robot that they're going to love. I've been recommending this one now for a while, about 3 or 4 months, and I've gotten such great emails from people. I thank you for recommending this. It's the best thing I've had. It's really helping us out. You're going to have a great user experience. I really do. If you have problems, you can look at my videos. I have a how to set up. Maybe you missed a step. Maybe you missed a setting or something. I'm going to go through them. And again, how to do the maintenance step by step. Save money with some generic stuff, how to use your own floor cleaning solution in there, the best upgrade. Absolutely, hands down, this is my favorite robot vacuum cleaner. It is Wednesday, August 20th. And I can honestly say, I love the Mova P10 Pro, and I think you will love it also. So again, check out my website where you can purchase this, or in a link, or there may be a pop-up in the video. Justadadapproved.com, and subscribe to that newsletter. When this goes on sale, I'm going to send an email out for sure. And they do love to put, I've seen this on, that went into my determining factor. I've watched this robot on Amazon and Walmart for the last 6 months. I've seen it go on sale probably more than any other ones. The Dream L40S maybe match it, and there's some Roborocks that come close to go on sale. Just such random times. But they also love to put them on sale at the big events. So the Prime Days, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of that, Thanksgiving, they love to put these on sale also. So again, my very next video is going to be all the Mova robot vacuum cleaners. Which Mova, they have 2 other ones that I recommend, but they're more expensive. this is the robot vacuum cleaner to get. I think you're absolutely going to love it. JustADadApproved.com. I did purchase the new Narwhal brush roller. Roborock's got some new ones coming out. Mova's got one coming out where it has a brush roller, mop roller, I mean, and Roomba. I got the new Roomba with its roller mop. It was actually not too bad, but it was a bad unit and I had to send it back. So I will be getting a new one. Again, thanks everybody for watching. If you could, please like, subscribe, and JustADadApproved.com.